Fallout New Vegas is a game that is held in high regard by Fallout game series fans. There are many players in the Fallout community that have great passion for this game and see it as Obsidian's blessing to the Fallout game series. They might say that Fallout 4 is not an RPG game and is simply a boring story game that railroads you down a certain path as Nate or Nora in their search to find their son. But today, I am here to set the record straight. Let's see how it holds up specifically to Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was released in 2015. Bethesda has recently released Elder Scrolls V in 2011, just 4 years beforehand. When making Fallout 4, they built further upon Skyrim's game engine to develop new base building mechanics, weapon enhancements and variety, and also new ways to branch storylines. Settlement building was the groundwork for how you as the player could expand into the Commonwealth and make your mark on the new wasteland left by the nukes. You can take over settlements, recruit settlers, develop the land and harvest its natural resources. You can set up trade lines between settlements. NPCs you meet out in the world could become part of your group. Even people that you choose to have as your companions, you could send them to certain settlements and have them work there and develop the land, harvest resources, all kinds of things like that. I'll go ahead and show you a settlement that I have now. You can see the different emplacements I have for my settlers to be staged at for fighting raiders. So I've got cannons over here, and I've got automatrons from the Automatron DLC, and cannons, turrets, and traps set up so the place can be defended. This makes, the settlements more like an extension of your own RPG experience. So you have all your shops set up over here, and you can have all your crops and stuff over here. So this really makes the experience more of an RPG experience to you role play as a defender of these new settlers that you've adopted. So this really makes it so that it is more of an extension of your role-playing style. Fallout New Vegas, in comparison, did nothing to enhance game systems such as these. There was no way to even make a place your home. You were simply able to rent places to stay or have a safe area to keep your belongings. This was funneling you down a specific style of RPG mechanics in the way that you made your character. You don't have any place to live. You cannot leave your mark on New Vegas in any meaningful way at all. Secondly, Fallout 4 has systems that allow you to develop your weapons in better ways. In Skyrim, for example, they added weapon enchantments, which gave Bethesda a way to still have a weapon degradation system. But the player was still able to do damage with whatever weapon had an enchantment on it that had run out. They built further on this system in Fallout 4 by completely scrapping weapon degradation. Now, even though the weapon may look bad, like pipe weapons that they have, they still will never degrade. This is a good game feature because they have the player in mind and they're not attempting to disrupt or interrupt what the player is trying to do with the character that they are building. When you're building your weapons in Fallout 4, you were able to add or replace different parts. You can add stocks, magazines, silencers, and you can also incorporate the legendary effects you're able to find out in the world into how you build your weapon and build your playstyle. This allows your weapon to do significantly more damage when you combine the legendary effects, better ammo, and a stock that lets you keep the target on center more better. This adds lots of variety to different weapons and playstyles and allows you to really roleplay in your armory. This adds to the variety of weapons and allows you to really roleplay in the way that you choose your inventory in your armory. You're able to really customize your weapons and hone a specific playstyle. Maybe you want to be stealthy, maybe you want to be running and gunning. You're able to customize your weapons to fit your style in any way that you want. That is true role-playing. In Fallout New Vegas, the only enhancement they made from Fallout 3, since Obsidian was lazy and just used the same game engine, the only enhancement was that they made it so your guns could aim down sights. This small change did little to affect how fun it is to actually use the guns in that game. since they also copied over the terrible weapon repair system. To repair your weapons in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, you have to combine it with a duplicate of the same weapon. This increases fear of missing out because you simply cannot use your weapon. Maybe you have found this really awesome Fat Man, but like it's got only a little bit of, let's say, health left. You can't use it. Even if you had 50 ammo for it, you can only use it like 3 or 4 times, and then you can't do anything with your ammo at all. So you have to find another Fat Man, and then you have to put those together in order to repair it, so to speak. So this really, they had an opportunity to remove that system when they were making their new game, Fallout New Vegas, but they kept it in, and they harmed the possibility of true role-playing. Thirdly, the DLCs for Fallout 4 also show how much of a better game it is than Fallout New Vegas. The DLCs for Fallout 4 show how much Bethesda really listens to player feedback. Players wanted to be able to side with any faction in Fallout 4, but unfortunately, even though there's only 4, you could only really side with 2, the Brotherhood of Steel or the Railroad. They instituted the villains, it doesn't make any sense to side with them, and the Minutemen, well, they're always on your side. So, you choose Railroad, destroy Brotherhood of Steel, choose Brotherhood of Steel, destroy Railroad. That's pretty much your only 2 options in the game. In the main game. But when they released Far Harbor, they really listened to player feedback because they made it so that in this little isolated island, you can go out there and then you can decide the fate of the island. You can choose one specific faction and then destroy all the others, or you can maybe try to find peace between the factions, or you can just destroy all of them, who cares, and be the lone survivor on the island. Players loved that. They loved that DLC. It's great. It's highly acclaimed. And players are fine with that compromise of, the main game stays the way it is, but here's this DLC that allows you to really roleplay in how you choose the factions. Nuka World is even better because they allow you to side with raiders, and you can choose which raider faction you want. Of course, you can destroy all the raiders if you want, but you can choose which raider faction you want, and you can actually bring that raider faction back with you into the Commonwealth, and you destroy all the Minutemen settlements that you've created. You can even place your raiders there in place of the Minutemen, and then now you have all your settlements back again, but with raiders in place. This is true role-playing. Bethesda listened to player feedback and placed these DLCs in the game that allow you to really role-play with how you play the game in concerns with factions. Fallout New Vegas DLCs did not even make headlines. The only DLC that I've even heard about is the Dead Money DLC, and that is because you were not even able to take your loot at the end of it. If you choose to take it with you, you're over-encumbered, which means you walk slow. So you take it all, you grab it all, and then you walk slowly back to New Vegas. You basically have to walk back through the entire Dead Money map to get back to New Vegas to find whatever stash you have or try to sell it all. It's really impossible to take all the gold back with you. So that is removing player choice, and that harms role-playing possibilities. Fallout New Vegas is an embarrassment to the Fallout franchise. New Vegas was made only a year after the previous game, Fallout 3. And this just shows how quickly they wanted to capitalize on the fact that Fallout was a household name at that point, because of Fallout 3 itself, which was such a great game. It is just a heartless cash grab by some small nobody indie game studio, Obsidian. Fallout 4 earned favor back with the Fallout community. There may be parts of it that people don't like, but it is a true RPG experience, and too many people are blind to that.